Hi guys, and welcome to my Arsenal update for the transfer news. As there's been news in the transfer market for Arsenal, as well as recent news that's been going on this week. There's been a fair shuffling around, let's say, in the coaching staff and the board. So, should we start with the signings? And obviously, the first signing we all knew about and pretty much knew about before the end of the season was Willian, and that the fact that he's now moved to Arsenal on a 3-year deal. Um, there's been some disputes about um, what he's being paid, but I feel that it's not a bad signing for Arsenal. It's the left-hand side. We have got a lot of inexperience, a lot of youngsters that we're relying on, and no doubt with any sort of youngster when progressing in football, will have a dip in form at some point. And what we could do with then is an experienced player who knows the Premier League and like Willian to come in and sort of take them out the firing line. And it's a good also a player for them to learn off as well, because a lot of people saying about his age, and yes, his age is 31, 32, be about 34 by the time his contract ends. But until we can make probably get better quality or have a permanent replacement in there, or wait until Martinelli and Saka have developed even further, that um, he still produces for Chelsea. I think he was their second best player last season. He's still. What impresses me is when, say, like 2016, at Chelsea, he had a dip in form. Um, yeah, he had a dip. Everyone had a dip in form with Mourinho, and though being champions, they were really, really poor. Yet Willian was probably one of the standout players in that side. He was still working hard. So yeah, so I think it's a very good sort of signing for Arsenal. And the recent news today is that Arsenal announced that Gabriel has signed from I think it's Lille, I believe. Uh, I'll just double check that actually. Um, uh, yeah, it's signed uh, apparently initially for 22 £22 million, but probably with the add-ons it rounds up to around about 30. And uh, a proven centre back in League One, a very good young talent, uh, very respected young talent um, within French football. So I believe that he will, uh, I think, be a better, um, will be a decent defender for us. And obviously, he's got to adapt to the Premier League, but then so is William Saliba. And I think it'll probably, what would help is it takes the pressure of William Saliba a little bit more. Now, the fact we've got this defender, now it's probably reason why we need to get some defenders off the books. So I think we're on about 8 now. Um, Hayatuwai to Tuluwani. If I've said that wrong, I do apologise. Um, if you want to come on the show so it won't be long. I won't be streaming out for long, so I've got other stuff to do before the Champions League final tonight. Champions League final, watch along here. Gonna have Prime, Wayne, TD, Shifts, they're all going to be on the channel tonight doing the watch along. So tune in for that. So just gonna thoughts on Gabriel. Like I said, thoughts on Gabriel is a good signing. Once he gets embedded into the team, I think it'll be a good. He's probably finding the best partnership for him. I think it'd be a good. I think it'd be a starter compared to what we've got. Yes, David Luiz, I think it'd be more influential off the pitch. From what we've heard of, he's probably better off the pitch as an influencer with his experience. Socrates looks like he's going to be out the door. And there's a fair few defenders that might need to go out the door because we've got a lot of defenders on our books, just they're not good enough. It might be risky to start with. That's probably why you probably pick one or the other and then try and get the relationship growing in training first. But I think the two of them together looks like a stronger partnership than what we've had last season. But we needed to invest in this area, and we have done, because this area was dire last season. And if we didn't, we would have been screwed. So, yeah, I'm pleased at the fact that Arsenal are doing their transfer business, but this doesn't stop there. We need to continue getting with Partey. Partey's, I think, is a key player for us. I think he's absolutely key. Let me know your thoughts on these signings, and who else would you think we need to get if we're going to be able to challenge for top 4 next season. Yeah, so, and also what I will do is I will do this as well. If you go on I'm also on the League Gunner on the Flick app, and here's the link to my Flick group chat for this channel. If you link up to that, you've got predictions. There's news chats you can talk to about. I've just done a chat about Freddie Ljungberg leaving Arsenal and what your thoughts are, and I'm just going to move on to that in a sec. Yeah, and there's also I've also done a quiz. I've called it a 49 unbeaten quiz, and the idea is there's 50 questions, and you've got to try and beat the 49 unbeaten one and get 50. So, and they really will test your Arsenal knowledge. Even I struggled. So, yeah, give it a go. Give it your best shot. Yeah, and then share it around and get people involved. And like I said, smash the likes on this video. Share this content around. Share the YouTube channel around. I want to get to at least 1,000 subscribers, because then I can start with monetizing the channel, which means donations can go to the charity, which will be absolutely brilliant. But just also more and more people being aware will be great. So yeah, please, absolutely. Yeah, I think Man United try to hijack the deal very late on? I think it was about last night or that before. I think they made a late bid for it, because it was originally between Arsenal and Napoli. And then yeah, and then Man United tried to hijack it, shall we say. But yeah, good signing. And yeah, going to move on to it was lies. Well, I don't know. I think we take anything from any sort of club these days with a pinch of salt. So yeah. Anyway, moving on. Other news. Um, Freddie Ljungberg has come out in the last couple of days, and he's resigning and leaving Arsenal as coach. Obviously, he was caretaker manager between the sacking of Emery and the hiring of Mikel Arteta. Helped the club out in sort of a dire situation. And okay, there wasn't the bounce that you usually get. Then he got us our first away win of that season. Did what he could. It was a bit out of his depth for that job, to be honest. But yeah, I've got no problems with Freddie Ljungberg. If he's an absolute legend at Arsenal. Grew up watching him, and my favourite moment was when he scored the second goal in the FA Cup final against Chelsea. That was my favourite moment. Let me know what your favourite moment is, please. Love to know. Leave it in the comments below. But yeah, absolutely brilliant player. And when Arsenal needed someone to help them for a difficult time, he was there to help us. So yeah, absolute legend. He'll always be a legend at Arsenal. I think we were being used so Arsenal could make. Yeah, that could be a um, one theory towards it. Again, like, we never know the truth about all these things until someone writes it in their autobiography. When they're gone and retired. So yeah, you don't know these things uh, until later on. And the main thing is for us fans is that we get the signing we need. Obviously, as I could tell, you're a Man United fan. Um, I'd actually want to know, who would you rather get, Jadon Sancho, or use all that money to spend in other areas, so get more players in the key areas you need? Or would you really rather just get Jadon Sancho because it's a once in an opportunity? I'd love to know your thoughts on that. Plus, your thoughts on Harry Maguire, um, and whether you believe he's been in a fight whilst on holiday, or whether, because the club have come out, I believe, and said that they're backing him, saying he's not guilty. And yeah, let me know your thoughts about that. It's ironic he was doing that when you lot should have been in a European final. Yeah, but what I want to know is, do you think you should carry on with this Jadon Sancho saga, um, or would you want to then go and try and invest in the areas you do need? Because your starting 11's good, right? I've seen your starting 11. When your starting 11's like it is, and it's playing at the top of its game, you're very hard. You're a very hard team to beat. But unfortunately, you've got so many problems off the bench. Sorry, your bench is not good enough. So when you're playing poorly and you need someone to come off the bench and make an impact, they don't. It's hard because I don't feel the board would go and spend on decisions like it was FIFA to probably buy Sancho and sell the deadwood. Yeah, um, and Maguire should lose his captaincy, but not his career as well. Yeah, I don't think Maguire's probably fit out to be Man United's captain, to be honest. It's not exactly like the Roy Keane of Man United, is he? So I think we've always known that he shouldn't have been captain, but yeah, in terms of his career, I don't think that one incident should mean he should have his career gone. Actually, Dylan, here's the link. Right, I'm gonna post you this link. If you want to come on and talk about, uh, so I feel like talking link via video links better. If you want to come on the show, there's the link there. Or if anyone wants to come on the show, there's the link. Please come on, have your say. Don't mind. Right, you can have a nice debate and chat about him. Bantu who's had the better season, right? And, right. So yeah, our starting element is great on form. We need squad depth against Seville. We didn't make a sub. Yeah, it does show he doesn't trust his bench. Like I said, there's the link if you want to come on the show. By all means. Yeah, he's out. Yeah, he's out. The bench is not good enough, and in some ways, if the team is not playing great, and you haven't got a strong enough, and you haven't got a bench that's strong enough, there's only so much you can do as a manager. Especially if it's in the middle of the second half. But and that's the problem facing Man United in a minute, which is why I was thinking, is it really worth just trying to go out for one player, or is it better just to try and get yourself a bench of decent players that you can make an impact? I mean, Arsenal, I think, are making, by the look of it, as much as they're taking their time, they're making the right moves. But these two signings doesn't mean he's been that on. Arteta, sorry, has been backed, and he needs to be backed more in terms of getting Coutinho, Partey. I think if we can get those two in, we can have a very good season next season. Especially now Pepe's had a year at Arsenal. Right, Aubameyang still hasn't signed the deal, but if he doesn't sign that deal, right, it'll be a shock of the century. Because that is pretty much nailed on by now. So yeah, yeah, I don't find a problem if we get the other two signings that we need. But yeah, I may come on in the future. Yeah, if you want to come on now, you can come on now. If anyone wants to come on now, come on now if you want to. If obviously there'll be other streams coming on. I've got my F1 stream coming on this Sunday. I've got tonight's stream, right? If you want to be on tonight's watch along, yeah. If anyone wants to come on, by all means, right? It's not just an Arsenal only channel. It's just football in general. I'll happily talk to anyone about football and the sport we love. So, yeah, by all means. Loving the content, Stephen. Keep it going. Hope you're having it. Thank you. Thank you very much. And yeah, please share the content out, share the channel out. Right, let's get the followers up. Let's get these subscribers up to 1,000. Right, let's get some awareness, real awareness, getting on this in this YouTube community and around the community in general. So yeah, thank you very much, and I really appreciate all your comments and anyone that tunes in, like just to me to just rabbit on about football. So, but yeah, apart from that, it's pretty much only about what Ford Sinelli, and I don't really want to go on about that, to be honest. Right, because for me, it was more about he wanted to. I see a lot of it, and it's more like everyone was. Hang on, so what's your number one target for Arsenal? I think it'd have to be the way we look at Partey for me. Partey for me. Yeah, I'd have to say Thomas Partey. Um, I mean, I don't try and follow any other sort of other rumours because there's loads of rumours going around, and you don't like most of it's just created through nothing. So yeah, I think in general, Partey for me. Yeah, Partey is. I mean, Partey is classed as one of his own. That's why 45 million, if that's the release clause that they're asking for, why are we not paying it? I don't know. Why are we trying to screw around? Just pay the release clause. You want the player, and Arsenal want him, so just pay it. So if we got that done, and then either Coutinho or I can't remember. I don't know. He's or I don't know how to pronounce his name. I've just murdered him. So yeah, him from Leon A looks a class act of his own. So yeah, those are my top three. But Partey for me is the next prime target that Arsenal should be looking at and should be getting. Like I really, really sometimes just want to just want to shout like at Arsenal board, just says stop fucking around and do it. Just do it. I'd love Van der Beek at United, but I don't think we're interested. Van der Beek's a good player, man. He's a quality player. I don't see. I thought United were interested at one point, but I don't see why they haven't sort of gone for him. Because I mean, obviously they're all concentrated about Sancho in a minute, but then yeah. But then again, why? Why not look at Van der Beek as well? I've seen they're also trying to look at alternatives to see if Sancho doesn't go through. There is no alternatives to Sancho. Sancho is a one in a generation player. That's why he's got such a high price tag. Right. That's why you've been interested in him. There is no backup option. Right. It's Sancho or nothing. Right, in my opinion. Because there's no player like him. So yeah, I mean, what would be interesting is what I'm interested in at the minute is about tonight's game. And actually, let's do a little bit of a preview. Obviously, we've got PSG and Bayern tonight. Please, who are you going for tonight? And who do you think will win? For me, I'd be surprised if Bayern don't do it. There's been some shocks for in the Champions League and in Europa League this season. I'm sure Man United fans know that. Yeah, but then look, fans aside, I know we can't talk. But yeah, I mean, I can't see anyone but Bayern winning this. I don't think it'll be a demolition derby or anything. I think it'll be a very tight game. But then when I look at Bayern and I look at the semi-final, if PSG were playing them in the semi-final, in that game, in that opportunity, Neymar would have put them about 3-0 up by the time Bayern scored a goal. Right, so their defence is not great. I doubt they'll be that open. But there you go. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You shouldn't be looking at any backup option. So there we are. Bayern, yes. Dan, how are you? Yes, I'm good, mate. How are you? Right. Um, what do you think of Hoiberg, actually? Speaking about transfers. And Joe Hart, right? Right. The goalkeeper that we were supposed to buy after we had a goalkeeper crisis. Let me know your thoughts about Joe Hart signing. Like, don't forget, right? It's not just the fact he played for Burnley. He was his third choice for Burnley. Third, not first. But yeah, because I think that is just comical. I don't see why you've bought Joe Hart, right? Um, but then um, Hoiberg is a good addition for you. In that, I think he's a DM role. I think he's a very good addition for you and add some more depth to your midfield. Um, but I don't think that's the only signing you should be making. You should be looking at um, uh, other signings if you want to improve for next season. Because otherwise, I think you'll struggle. In all honesty, so yeah. Like I said, this wasn't going to be long. This was only going to be 25 minutes or so, or an hour, maybe a half an hour. Depends how long I could keep talking. Plus, got my watch along tonight, so I don't be wasting all my energy. Hasty cheers, mate. Uh, yeah, I'm feeling okay today. Um, my HP levels are a bit low, so I'm a bit fatigued and tired because I've got low blood levels. But I have a blood infusion for tomorrow, so I should feel better after that. But I will be able to do tonight's watch along. Then I've got the F1 watch along on Sunday. So yeah, and I think the Charity Shield's this week, isn't it? Is it the Charity Shield this week? If it is, then I'll be looking at that and doing a watch along to that as well. I'll double check that actually. I'm actually just gonna double check that now. Features and results. Saturday. Yeah, Saturday, 4:30. So yeah, 4:30. Arsenal v Liverpool. Yeah. If I'm not doing anything in terms of that, I will be doing a watch along to that if unless anything else comes up. Just quickly go through the Spears at Cheapskaters, our business pool. Um, keep up the good work on the channel and stay well. Thank you very much, Dylan. Yeah, and next time come back and get on the channel. I come and have you say. And tonight, watch along. Everyone in the chat, there's watch along tonight, 7:30 p.m. Arsenal v Arsenal v Bayern, Bayern v PSG for the Champions League final, and yeah, me, Prime, TD, Wayne, we'll all be on there, and I believe someone else has just messaged me saying he wants to come on as well. So there'll be another guest on as well. So that will keep me busy for tonight. So yeah, thanks for everyone that's tuning in. Yep, comes quick, doesn't it? So yeah, thanks for everyone who's tuned in. Take care of yourself, stay well. Thanks for all the support, and yeah, get everyone that you know to subscribe, and yeah, help this channel grow. Thank you very much.